I like just feel like we're in this time of year where we're like life is like, right? And there's like I feel like, you know, between Thanksgiving and then like as we get of the year, there's like all of this like holiday politics that can sometimes unfold. Um, so like for me, I'm dealing with like my father-in-law. The Christmas tradition has sort of like not quite settled into something that it goes like clockwork. And so there's all of this figuring out that we're having to do. And so the way I was like talking about it with my best friend, and the way I think about it, she was like, well, how are you going to relate that to like a yoga asana practice? And so have some of the fascial lines in the body, like our muscles are encased in a connective a sheath, like bags and bags of this wrapping, and each individual muscle has a little sheath, and then the group of muscles has its sheath, and basically they all intertwine. But you can sort of look at them more broadly in terms of like the line. There's the front line, there's the back line, the deep front line, the spiral line, there's arm lines. And when we practice a certain family of poses, I think like that can be complicated and challenging enough, right? But then what you start dealing with, right, like making sure extended family and in-laws are doing okay too, and intersect, right? And so when we start to practice in ways that combine families of poses, so for today, we're going to be doing lateral extension, frontline extension, complicated. And that's not to say that it isn't then also rewarding, but and this is one of the reasons that I love the practice and the philosophy of yoga like at large, is that like part of what it teaches us philosophically and also anatomically is that nothing operates by itself, right? And I think this is like why yoga works. Like we show up to our mats, we do some stuff, and it affects us not only in our physical bodies, but our spiritual bodies, our mental, emotional bodies, our energy bodies. And open the front and the side without then also doing something to the back. I suppose that we could, but then that would be like martyring yourself to make sure that everyone else is happy and you're miserable, right? So if you like into upward facing bow without butt, you're going to cram your low back. So it's all that. So that's where we're headed. Please lie down on me, lie face up, comfortable supine position. Thank you so much to Melissa and Camden for being here and their expertise. Right, just have anything that is comfortable for you. Opening the door and turning down the fans a little bit more. And in that, you sense the eyes getting heavier in their sockets. Like when you drop a coin into a pond, it sort of sinks down to the of also the whole head getting heavier. In your sense organs to turn more inward. Just noticing the position of your body, the shape that you're in, the space that you take. Changing it in any way without judgment, noticing your breath. Just being curious about it, right? Positive, non-judgmental affect. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it slow? Moving the breath now more. Slowing down the beginning of your inhale and your abdomen up to the ceiling, the ribs just side on your mat. And equally controlled exhale. So the breath doesn't have to Really big or loud. We're just looking for awareness. If you find it helpful to count quietly to yourself, you can go maybe 3 or 4 counts and then back down to 1 on the out. Some people find that sort of like makes them neurotic to count. So if that's you, then just, feel heartbeats or something else. One more. And this time at the top of your inhale, please pause. Now, stay relaxed in your physical body as you hold your breath in and up. Just notice what that feels like. And then inhale a little bit more. And again, can you do that? Hold your breath in and up without creating holding in your physical body. Close your mouth, just a nice, easy release. And we'll do that 2 more times. Rises, ribs expand, gently. A little bit more, a little bit more. Keep the easy, a nice relaxed leg. And again, relaxed but full breath. Pause at the top. Inhale more. That energy running around inside you. A nice relaxed let go. Good, and then bring your feet to the floor. And take them about sitting bone distance apart or hips distance. Rhythm. Bone towards the floor, so you're or so away from the ground. I'll go the opposite. Zip up through the low belly. So you're 2 or all the way down. Chin nods up from the chest. More. Precede your movement on the sail of the breath. Getting a little bit more the dynamic with the inhale. Kind of corseting through the abdominal wall of the pelvis. And allowing for movement higher. And then reconciling these 2 actions whenever it comes. Carry toes down. Neutral pelvis. So the pubic bone, hip. You exhale, push into the feet, squeeze your butt, and lift your hips. Can you have in and up and that corseting through the abdominal wall even as you squeeze your butt, come to bridge. Inhale, lower down. You can go vertebrae by vertebrae. It's just a light, quite a complete rest of your bottom on the floor. And then exhale back. Press into the big toes. I see some toes lifting. Yeah. You might need to reposition your feet. Yeah. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. Fast. Again, let your breath just precede your movement. Hopefully more of that like flow state, mind, breath, and body moving together. I'm feeling how the back body squeezes, support and open the front. Push through your heels, you squeeze your butt, press your shoulders to the floor. Next inhale, halfway down, pause. Exhale, literally grab on edges of your mat. So arms by your sides, grab your mat. Okay. And now inhale to spin the arms out. So roll the hands from thumb to pinky. You spin the inner elbow creases out to the sides of the room. Good. Then bend your elbows into the floor. Go this way. So like you're folding the mat underneath itself that way. Yeah, and then from way up high in the shoulders, try to pull your mat apart. Turning it underneath itself. Tongue on the roof. Off. Got a couple more. The ribs still expand with the inhale. Pulling out on the mat. And then exhale. Squeeze your butt. Inhale, lower all the way down. Excellent. Wider apart. Interlace your hands. Head. Now, if it's uncomfortable for you to have your elbows wide or on the floor, you could take a block underneath each one. Drop both knees to the right as far as they'll easily go. Press the center of your head back. Encourage the left shoulder blade to pin down. And then imagine the chest, the left arm bone growing like longer, wider, broader to the left. Your next breath in, you'll please unwind. Maybe you want to switch the clasp of your hands. Exhale, drop both legs over to your left side. Press the center of your head off the chest. Grow the right, not to the foot of your mat. Right side chest, right arm to the side. Inhale. All right. Exhale to heel toe your feet where you like them for bridge pose. And then squeeze your butt and lift your pelvis up like 3/4 of the way with the hands together behind your head. You're going to add a little upper body, a crunch. No, I know it's awkward. Chin up off the chest. Your eye. High height, it's going to be very difficult to crunch. So lower, a quarter. Exhale, arms down by your side. You want to keep your collarbone. Squeeze your right side waist. So the right hand is. You're in an upper body curl. Right. Your left side waist, try to grab your left ankle. Inhale. This in the middle. Exhale. Right. Still core sitting through the abdominal wall. Squeeze left side waist. On each side. Inhale. Upper body curl. Exhale. Squeeze to the right. I know it's strange. One of my anatomy teachers calls this crazy fish. Center. Squeeze to the left. Through center. And if you squeeze both sides at the same time, you get more stability. You might just curl up a little bit higher. Inhale, lower all the way down. Lower your pelvis down, your head down, and rest. Good. Tee your arms out to the sides. If your elbows go higher than your shoulders, that's going to yield a little bit more stretch sensation in what one of my other teachers calls the armpit chest. Good. And then turn your head as far to the right as you can. And then where you feel your head on the floor, press back. Good. Take another breath in there. Exhale, turn your head the other way. Just a little counter pose for the neck in case any tension crept up into there. Back into the floor, breath in. And exhale, turn back to center. Lovely. Sweet. Straighten your legs. Now as you flip over onto your belly, you're going to take your strap underneath your thighs. So you want to set that up so that when your arms come down by your sides, you're able to grab onto your strap. Down, your strap is between your mat and your body, just below the pubic bone. Good. And then to start, just give yourself a nice little hand pillow. Hands underneath your forehead. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Yeah, hands are under your forehead. Yep, so you've set up the strap, but you're just, yep, there you go. Neutral spine. All right, now press your feet down and squeeze your thighs and squeeze your butt. Good. And then most of us can like widen the inner heel so that the pinky toenail sides of your legs spiral towards the floor a little bit more like that. Good. On your next breath out, lift your belly button and feel how that creates a little bit more space through the back body. Good. Squeeze your butt. Press your left foot down, lift your right foot like an inch. Imagine I was grabbing a hold of your ankle and pulling it towards the back wall, towards the foot of your mat. So the right leg gets a little bit longer. Set it down. Press that right foot down, lift the left leg up a tiny bit. It's about the length, not the height. Reach it back. Set that left foot down. All right, and then push into your forearms, press your head and shoulders up. You can keep your arms right where they are. Just press your arms down, lift your head and chest up. So you get that seesaw effect of pushing into the upper body. Now, as much as you're, I want you to feel that pressing back. And as you exhale, lower the head down, arms down by your sides, grab a hold of your strap. And then turn your arms so that your floor and your pinkies are the same way that you were holding on to your mat, but your arms are straight. Give your, yeah. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, pull on the strap so your hands lift to about shoulder height, slightly more tuck in the chin, so yes, the back of the neck is long. Good. Now, or about shoulder height, and up as you exhale. Tuck your chin a little bit more. Back of the neck is long. Slide pockets, lift your legs. Point your toes. Same thing that you did before, wide heel so that the yes, away from each other, pinky toe, spin down. Inhale, upper body lifts, pull up on the strap. Exhale, lower body lifts and squeezes to the center. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, rest. Give yourself a little hand pillow. Let it all hang out. Relax your butt, relax your belly, let your head be heavy. Breath in. Right, exhale, lower the arms down. Strap again. All right, inhale, lift head and chest, pull up on the strap. Exhale, firm the thighs, squeeze your butt, lift your legs. This time, look over your right shoulder and then squeeze your right side waist. You're going to go off center, trying to punch down towards the right leg. Good. What is it like to squeeze the waist? Find a little bit of back bend. And then inhale, center, turn your head through. Exhale, look over your left shoulder, squeeze your left side waist, try to punch down to your left foot. I know you probably have a little more tension on that right hand strap, pull on it as you squeeze through the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, lower down, rest again. Lovely, hands to the floor. Press up to hands and knees. If you'd like your blanket underneath your knees, we'll be in quadruped for a little bit. Take your hands onto your blocks, maybe, and then step your right foot out to the right side like a warrior two position. So more or less, your frontal hip bones are facing squarely up towards the blocks. You're just in this like kneeling warrior two. Shift the pelvis back so that the pelvis is over the knee. It's really quadruped here. Good. Okay, now this is where we'll cat-cow. To the hands in the back. Scoop your right frontal hip. Inhale, cat tilt. Sitting bones to the sky. Lift your chest, back bend, squeeze my, nope, other way, back bend, squeeze my finger with your shoulder blades, excellent. Exhale, cat tuck, lift the pelvic floor, lift your belly, press the blocks downward. Make your hands wider, like shoulders distance apart. One more time, cat tilt, Tuck your back toes under if they're not already. Exhale, hinge back as if you're going to sit. Take one block. You're going to come up to tall kneeling. May I borrow this one? You're going to come up to tall kneeling this way. Block in hand, turn it wide to it. And as you exhale to push into the block, wrap your waistline. Arms connect into the core. Inhale, arms overhead. The arms can absolutely be forward of the ears. Grab onto the block and work the arms as if you're trying to pull the block wider apart. Exhale, shift your ribs to the right and then lean up and over to the right. Nope. You're not rotating, you're leaning, side bend. Good. Keep pulling out on the block. Ears framed by the arms. Feeling how the abdominal wall is both like in a, but also having to work. Squeeze the right heel and the left knee towards each other. One more breath in. Lift your chin up off your chest. Inhale, rise through center. Exhale, set the block down, reset and tabletop. Just in quadruped position. Sorry, I stole your block. Back. 2. You orient. Inhale, cat tilt. Tip your sitting breastbone to the ceiling. Exhale, cat tuck. Find that pelvic floor to core connection you did earlier in the face-up pelvic rocks. Inhale, tilt. Broaden through the collarbones. You can think about pulling the blocks away from each other. Exhale, cat. Excellent. Lots of length through the neck. Last one. Now pause here. Exhale, just hinge back like you're trying to sit on your right heel. With you, come up to tall kneeling. Hold the block hands about so tight. As you exhale, push into it. Ab wall. Reach the arms up overhead. Try to pull the block up. Lean to the left. As you lean to the left, shift your ribs to the left. So you're leaning into the direction that you're stretching. Your left foot, your right knee towards each other. The back of your head would be in and out. Their lowest settings. Your left knee is back. Tuck your toes under. So inhale into like that newfound length and strength through the side body, keeping that as you exhale, push your toes down so much your knees lift to a hover. Yeah. I think they call this bear. Flower, push into me, push into the blocks. No, feel how that fires you up through. One more breath in, expand through the ribs. Exhale, belly to spine, corset through the ribs, then find downward. Down dog, your resting pose. Lovely. Step the feet about sitting bone distance apart. Inhale, lift your right leg back and up. Now lift from the inside of the leg like we were so diligently practicing when we were belly down. Exhale, point the toes. Now feel the difference. You're gonna fan your hip open. So think more like half moon pelvis. Yeah. And then bend your knee. You're not just like hanging out in that top leg. You're gonna squeeze heel towards your left butt cheek. All right, now with that bent knee, carve the knee through the midline of the body. Step your foot up by your right hand. Turn your. If you need your back foot, feel free. All right. Inhale, push the feet away from each other like you're trying to make your mat longer. As you exhale, lift your belly button away from your right thigh. You're going to find a little twist. Take your right thigh. And then turn the left side of your belly towards your front knee. Spin your face towards the front of the room and hug your left shoulder blade into the back of the heart. So it's a similar action as when you were holding onto your mat in bridge pose. If you want to reach that right arm to the sky, close the fingers. Excellent. And then bend the elbow hand behind your head. So stretching your elbow to the ceiling like we were doing, with the hands interlaced. And twist. Now press your head back into your hands. On your next inhale, please unwind. Exhale, walk your hands to the left for fold. So you're going to turn the legs, the feet into the long side of your blocks way up. Sides. You're going to stay long in the arms and body. Exhale, bend your left knee so it's a side lunge. And again, press your feet away from each other like you're trying to make your mat longer. Beautiful. One more breath in here. Lift your frontal hip bone up off your thigh bone. For some of us, yeah, a little bit more low belly engagement. Exhale. Over your right leg, blocks flat. Yeah, turn the blocks flat. Okay. Keep your right knee forward. Right, so plant your palms down. It's core plank as you exhale. Zip your right heel to your right sitting bone. Keep pulling the knee forward. Nice, Camden. Keep lifting the belly up. Right, inhale, broad collarbones. Keep that back leg working as you exhale. Twist your knee over to the left. For 3, inhale through center. Exhale, twist over to the left armpit for 2. Feel how the inner thighs have to scissor a little bit. I know we only have one. Exhale, twist, twist. Feel what's happening in the sides of the body. Inhale, unwind, step. Exhale, option for a low plank. Everything facing. You've got the blocks, so pull the blocks back. Lovely. Inhale, inner left. Of that leg work. The pelvis open, and then squeeze your butt cheek. Bend, squeeze to there. That's it. Couple. You're inviting all this. The midline. You're pulling block step the foot by the left hand. Widen your right foot a little bit. Feel free. Inhale, turn the blocks way up high. As you, the back foot, as you push the back foot into the floor. Yeah, and then exhale, left hand to thigh. Sky as you rotate. The left arm to the seam. Slightly in front of the shoulder. Fingers like a pack of pencils. Feel how that changes the muscle tone in your forearm. And then bend the elbow, take your hand behind your chest, press your head into your hand. And you're spinning that bottom elbow crease to the top of your mat so you can get the back of the heart. Connection here, lovely. Inhale, unwind. Exhale. Turn to face of your mat. Arms straight, long back and sides. Push the feet away. Good. Exhale just a little bit more of this. It might. Over your left leg, turn the pause, shift back thigh, exhale, kiss the knee over to the right arm. Squeeze the side body, inhale through center. 2 more, rotate, like you're wringing out. Exhale, knee to right armpit, 1, use your whole inhale, step back. Back, push the exhale, forward facing, hug legs to center line. Lovely. Inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, bend the knees, walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Good, turn the blocks. Inhale, halfway. Head heavy. Excellent. Hands to blocks one more time. Keep that little bend. Walk the hands right underneath the shoulders. Now stay long. As you exhale, take your left hand to the outside of your right shin. You're gonna literally pull the shin into the center line, bend that right elbow, and as you drop your head, peek underneath your right. Through the side of like the shoulder, side of the ribs, left side, back. Good. Now left hand to the block. Exhale. And bend that left elbow, peek underneath your left armpit. Good. So you can bend both knees a little bit more, level the pelvis. Yeah. Inhale, right hand to the block, it nice and long. Exhale, bend the knees as if you're going to sit into a chair. And then inhale, reach the arms over, pose. Good. So as you exhale, finding that right amount of core connection up through your belly more. Yeah. Strong, strong. Way to stand. Exhale, arms by your side. Good. Grab onto your strap. And hold your strap about shoulders distance apart, or maybe even a little lower. And step your feet all the way together. So you're like on a tightrope. Reach your arms parallel to the floor. And with equal effort, the hands are pulling out on the strap. So you feel the back sides of the arms, how they relate into the upper back. Take your left leg straight back behind. Use your butt to reach your left leg back. Push your right foot into the floor, stand tall. Now use your inner thigh, cross the midline, and hook your left foot behind your right. So now you're over crossing the midline. Squeeze the legs together, push into the big toes on both sides. Inhale, slide your arms up overhead, but corset down through the bottom ribs. The hands are pulling apart, but as you exhale, the right arm takes over, so you start to lean up and over to the right. And now there's a very strong tendency here for the rib cage to shift towards the stairwell wall. Do the opposite. Try to shift your ribs to the right. Lean into the direction that you're, stretching towards. Left arm pulls you back through center. Inhale. Untangle the legs. Exhale. Squeeze your butt. Reach back and around. Step your feet together. Inhale. Lower the arms parallel to the floor. Strong, straight arms, pull the strap apart. Exhale, squeeze the right hamstrings and butt to kick your right leg back. Stand taller, press your left leg down. Good. Inner thigh, squeeze foot behind your left ankle. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Slide your ribs back, nice catch. Exhale, left arm wins slightly to the left and then lean to the left. Good, tongue on the roof of the mouth, jaw soft, couple more breaths. Come through center for a second. Shift your rib cage into me, into my hand. Push into my hand this way, other way. Now just to, run through here. Next breath, enter. Exhale, reach the leg back, untangle, and lower the arms down all the way. Bring the strap across the front of the thighs and pull back. So just as if you were face down and pulling on the strap in locust, different relationship to gravity. Good. Notice how this feels in the core. Rotate your palms to face each other. Give yourself a little slack so the hands can come back to about where the shoulders are. Pull back, pull back, pull back. See if you can get that tightening through the abdominal wall. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, sit back, fierce pose. Good. Inhale, lower the strap down to the floor. Reach for the blocks. Exhale. Straight-ish. Let your head be heavy. You can use your blocks for upward facing or palms to the floor, more for cobra dog. Bend the knees, plant your hands. Inhale, walk back. Pause a moment here. Feet chest. Okay. Exhale, pivot your toes over towards me. Wall. Yeah, so press the outer left foot into your mat, press the inner right foot into your mat, squeeze your left side waist, Shift your shoulders over your wrists. This plank, not down dog. A twist and plank, yes. Inhale, lift your heels through center, strong legs. Exhale, pivot your toes to the stairs. Press through the edges of the feet. How far up the inner left leg can you feel the waist? Do you feel the engagement? Exhale, press back, downward face. Breath in here, wide through the ribs. Expand. Exhale, step your right foot between your blocks, between your hands. Spin the back foot down. Okay, come up to warrior two. All right, inhale, turn your gaze through center. All right, exhale. Thigh. Push your feet away from each other like longer. Do you feel that? Lift your chin parallel to the floor. Up. Bend that right knee. Use your whole breath in to sink down, warrior two. Exhale, it's a little side crunch. Squeeze your right side waist so the right elbow points down to the knee. Doesn't need to touch. Keep pushing your head back into your hands. Inhale through center. Push your feet up. Squeeze left side waist. Lean. Good. Chin up off the chest. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze your right side waist. Exhale, squeeze left. Draw the pelvic floor in and up, zip up to the crown of the head. All right, inhale, reach the arms out to the sides, triangle prep. Exhale, knee, warrior two. All right, now take your right forearm to your thigh, and then left hand is going to come to your block, your left hand block, and then put the two blocks flat, one on top of the other, just outside your right foot. All right. Slide the blocks back so that you're able to palm flat onto the blocks. A little more height, you can turn the bottom block up higher. Yep, that's it. Left hand to the hip. Okay. Squeeze your right side waist to push the blocks down. Yes, good. Same thing like you were doing a second ago in those warrior two crunches. Can you feel that? You're going to work right here. Or you could heel toe your left foot in a little bit closer. So you're shifting more of the weight into your front hand. Good. Look down for balance, but keep your torso turning up towards the ceiling. Lift your right heel, and then you can start to squeeze your right heel towards your right sitting bone like Elizabeth is doing right here. Good. That's it. Work right here, or as down, two more. Step that right foot up. Excellent. Okay, separate the blocks. I know. Turn them underneath your hands. Hit your back heel. Nice, good old-fashioned lunge. Good. You're going to turn the blocks all the way down if they're not already. Inhale, sweep your right leg back and up into the sky. Exhale, point the knee, fan the hip open, and then squeeze the heel to the left sitting bone. Ah, doesn't that feel nice? Usual, yes, and left knee all the way down, all the way down. Good. If you prefer your right hand onto the floor, just walk it back off the block. You're going to start to reach your left hand for your right foot. Left hand for the right foot. So the pelvis is turned open. I know it's a little different than we normally do. Squeeze your left shoulder back. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Gorgeous. I know it's wibbly wobbly by design. All right. On your next inhale, just release knee down. Excellent. Exhale. Take a breath in, enjoy the symmetry. Exhale, step your left foot between the blocks. And then if you want to, since you're right here, you could stack the right hand block on top of the left hand block. Just set it up. Push them back towards the foot of your mat a little bit more. Good. Inhale, rise, warrior two. To neutral, and straighten your left leg for a moment. So if you clasp of your hands behind your head, push the feet away from one another. This, head back, and then inhale, bend left knee. Exhale, squeeze your left side waist. Doesn't need to touch, but that's the direction you're going in. Chin up off your chest, head back. Lovely. Inhale through center, push the feet apart, press your head into your hands. Exhale, squeeze side waist. Inhale, center. Exhale, squeeze to the left. Squeeze to the left, to the front. Okay. And make sure that the blocks are far back enough that the hand is directly under the shoulder. But a little bit closer to the blocks. Yeah, you should want to be able to stand. Lift your left heel so you're in forced arch. Start to the butt. Work here, or option inhale down to the wrist. Waist up, press the blocks down, slide the knee to the arm. Inhale. Exhale, big lift 3. Inhale. Lift 2. Foot up by the blocks. Excellent. So that there's one under each hand. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, sweep left up, point the foot, fan the hip open. Inhale, bend your knee, squeeze the heel to the bone. Stay for a breath. All right, inhale, lift your gaze, keeping the lower body pretty. Your whole exhale to lower the right knee down. So that definitely requires some control here. Okay, you can keep your left hand onto the block. Get to the floor behind the block, might be a little more stable there. Reach your right hand back for your left. Good, couple more breaths. And then inhale, lower the right hand down, lower the left knee down, and come all the way onto your belly. Take your balls, and I think we can leave them in the totes. All right, so this, where the armpit crease is, you're going to take your balls across this way. Now, if you're somebody whose frame is a little more petite, 2 might be too much. Balls bone, then please just use 1. For right across the chest, right here. And let's go right side, the right side first. Right. Yeah, so you're gonna goal post your right arm, and then lower down and turn your head opposite your elbow. Away from the balls, that's it. Do whatever feels good with your arm. Yeah, are we into some? Left hand, place that one push up. So your elbows hand and roll to the ball. So start to turn your and then ease out. Inhale. So it's a very small like motion. Exhale, ease out. One more. All right, and then ease all the way out. Use your left to take the ball under the chin. Return your head looking to your left position. Yeah, now take a little higher, and then take your right hand a little bit more to the right side of your room than the elbow. Good. Left hand to the floor like a push-up. You're going to start to roll over. So you want this elbow on the floor, like up there. Is that okay? Start to roll over onto your right side a little bit. Now press your right palm down, squeeze your right shoulder blade into your back, and then press the right side of your head into the floor. Yeah, and then start to reach your left leg behind you. Squeeze your butt. Left leg can be strong and straight. And just squeeze back towards this brick wall and reach down, to the foot of your mat. You okay here? Yeah. Good, nice. And so we are looking for like some butt engagement. And it's totally up to you how far back you want to go. Nice, awesome, Becky. Keep pressing the right side of your head into the floor. Breathe. Are we in that armpit chest area? Okay, another breath. Exhale, roll back onto your belly. Yay, okay. Second side. Place the balls on over by the left, like pec minor area. Elbow is in that bent goalpost position. And turn your head away from the yoga balls. And then place your right hand on the floor for a leverage. You're going to push into your hands, like push the floor away to get a little bit more pressure into the balls. You're going to start to roll to the left a little bit. Yep, give yourself maybe even a little more space. You okay there? Back out. Rolling your right chest towards the floor, good. And then inhale, press. Turn open a little bit more, good. Exhale out. And there are two more times. One last one. Awesome. Okay, now rolling towards the floor. So hand to the balls, move them off to the side. And the position of your left arm. You want your elbow if you can. And then a bit more is that too. The left hand further to the left of your elbow, like further towards the stairs. Good. Okay. Push into the right hand, start to roll onto your left side. Now where your head is on the ground, actively press it into the ground. And if you can, take a block under there. All right, now stretch your right leg. Squeeze the back just behind your bottom leg and reach to the down corner of the room. So you're going for length. Yeah, is this pressure okay? I'm hoping it feels kind of nice. Exactly. So that floating in space, it's like an antenna from your thigh. Yeah. Take another breath. Shoulder blades hug into the back. And then inhale, roll over onto your belly. Your hands and knees, and take your blanket underneath your knees. So we're working on camel variations. Option to also have your blocks stacked like so, just outside your right ankle. Okay. So that would be literally stacking the deck in your favor. Separate the knees about sitting bone distance apart. So not quite touching, but narrower than hips distance. So typically about one of your fists. And tuck your toes under. All right, come to tall kneeling. Press the balls of your feet into the floor and interlace the hands to the top of your head. So when you close the chain in this way, it's nice to have some, so not the back of your head, please, the very top. Yeah. As much as you're pressing your shins into the blanket, press your head up into your hands. You feel how that creates a little bit more space between top to bottom. Can you keep all that lift and length? Take your hands to your pelvis. Squeeze your elbows towards each other behind you. Exhale, draw the pelvic floor in and up and lift your chest. So your head only moves back in space because your chest is lifting rather. Now look over your right shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. Right hand is going to slide down the back of your right leg. Maybe it reaches for your ankle. Maybe it reaches for your blocks. As you inhale, reach that left arm up and back by your ear. Good. So it's camel pose with the side bend. I want 0 in the lower back, 0. Good. Can you reach the arm a little bit further back by the ear? Lift your breastbone to the ceiling. Lift your chin off your chest. As you exhale, squeeze the right side waist to get some downward pressure into the block or your ankle. Couple. One. Inhale. The arm to the front of the room, come up through center. Excellent. If you need to, move the blocks over to the outside of your left ankle. You might want to sit back on your heels for that transition. Well done. Everything long and spacious. People's backs okay there? Good. It's work, but when you get that traction, it's really good. And that's how it is with my father-in-law this Christmas. Hands to your pelvis, squeeze into the center, pull down, and then exhale, inner thighs, pelvic floor, zipping in and up. So the breastbone lifts, your head moves back. Look over your left shoulder. Little bit of a squeeze to the left side waist. Reach for blocks or ankle. Good. And then inhale, lift your right arm up and back by the ear. Yeah, so the orientation of that right arm is where it would be for like a side angle pose. Good. So beautiful. Keep pushing down through the knees and pressing up through as that eccentric contraction from the left. Squeeze so you're getting more downward pressure into blocks or ankle. Reach that right arm forward. Amazing. Okay. Just set the block aside. Facing dog. If you'd like to move symmetrical rinse cycle, high plank, low plank, cobra dog, downward dog, that can be like a really nice thing to do. Inhale, right leg reaches back and up from the inside. So exhale, step your right foot up by your right thumb. You're going to reach for your blocks, bring them all the way up to right. Take a big step up for a supported warrior 3, though your hands are on the blocks, directly under your shoulders, blocks at highest height, please, unless you're very petite. All right, now look down the front of the body, and as you do, lift your belly button up. Try to lift your right frontal hip bone up away from the thigh bone. Gorgeous. Now, you're going to bend both knees. Your left foot kicks your left butt, though. So you're trying to make a footprint on the ceiling. Good. Now take your right hand to your hip and start to turn open to the right ankle or foot. Now, if it does, going to be a little bit more effort, integrity, like for your joints, rather than compressing the side of the body. Foot. Yeah, hug the shoulder blades towards each other, press your head back, chin up. Gorgeous. Stand down through that right leg. Take a couple more breaths. I know it's not the most efficient to breathe deeply in. One more. Inhale, touch the blocks, unwind, lengthen that left leg. Slow step back, blocks back, turn them flat. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a nice breath in and out. Inhale, inner left leg lifts back and up. Feel the inseam of the leg fire up. Exhale, step that left step back. The blocks way up high, walk them out in front of you. In down the back of the leg to the heel. Exhale, down the front of the body. Frontal hip bone away from gorgeous. Squeeze right heel to butt, right here. Left hand to hip, start to rotate to your left. Maybe you don't quite grab it. Maybe you reach for it. You keep all that space and all that muscle engagement. Good, couple more breaths. You okay here? Lift your chin up off your chest. Inhale, unwind, touch the blocks, right leg long. Exhale, slow step back to lunge. Walk your blocks back with you. Turn them facing dog. Plank. Exhale all the way down and rest. Bend your knees, squeeze your heels towards your bottom. So we're going into symmetrical, so like easier in that sense, but we're aiming for the bind, so more challenging in that sense. Reach your arms down by your sides. Please don't grab yet. Right, so here certainly is one of those where, like, if you use purely leverage to lift up into the back bend, it's probably not going to feel so good or shoulders. Right, so squeeze your hands into fist, knees. Feet can be flatted, but squeeze. So a little bit more hamstring connection. Nice, Camden. All right, squeeze the shoulder blades together. As you inhale, lift your head and chest. Lift your hands. Try not to lift your eyebrows. That's extra. Exhale. Again, squeeze heels to butt. Maybe you reach. Now, if reaching to do gymnastics to grab them, please just enjoy the unbound variation. So much more integrity in that. Hug the legs towards each other. They do not need to touch, but squeeze. Spread your toes. Yep, squeeze your butt. Inhale, kick your feet to the seat. Open the front one more, inhale. Exhale, let it all the way go. Rest again. Back's okay there? Okay, good. Yeah, so really the goal of back bending practice is that you stop because you get tired and wrists hurt. Right. Compromise and figuring out what needs and things need to shift. You can turn your head the other way or stack the opposite hand on top. Home stretch. Turn your head through center. All right. Come into a position where it's easy for you to see. You could come up onto your elbows for Sphinx pose. You sit up on your knees. I'm going to do a quick demo, Camden and myself. So press up to table, and then come to downward. So we're coming into a wild thing variation. But there's a couple of, so you'll back and up, and then been here before. Pivot this time. So you're going to pivot of your left. You're going to start to they're each other, but the right leg starts to win. You flip it all in the hovering variation, squeezing around the left shoulder blade. Good. And then Camden might show the foot. Yes, beautiful. You push the foot into the floor, lift your pelvis, curl your head back. Yeah, see how when you push into the floor, you can get a little more extension. Use your whole exhale to slowly turn it back around. The right hand is going to plant. Right knee comes towards the navel. And then remember this hip low we did earlier. Use that all the way across. That's it. Press. Yeah, and then unwind. So you just watch Camden here. And then from there, you'll find pigeon pose. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now, okay, lovely. So start at hands and knees. Thank you, Camden. Questions? Okay, here we go, downward facing dog. So use your whole exhale, point the foot, bend the knee, fan the hip open, pause. Okay, inhale, lift your gaze, pivot to the edge of your left twisted planks that we did earlier, come to the right fingertips. Gaze is lifted. Now really pull the fingertips and the toe tips away from each other. Gaze is lifted. You're going to start to flip over. Now to leave the leg hover, but to put into the floor is challenging in other ways. So do the one that feels like good medicine for you today. All right, curl back around your left shoulder blade, left elbow pit spins to take a breath in. Floor, use your whole exhale to spin around right hand to the floor. And then reach the leg across the body. It's a fallen twisted triangle. Inhale, turn that torso open, left arm to the ceiling. Step through the belly. That's it, Maury. Exhale, twist again, left hand to the floor, pause. Just feel that for a breath. Pivot all of your wide towards the right hand, pigeon. Good. All right, you can come down onto your forearms. And your forearms can come down onto blocks. And then like you did a little earlier on in that supported warrior 3, look down the front of the body. Draw the ribs towards each other, draw the belly button up, lift your right frontal hip bone, lovely, up off your thigh bone. Okay. Your left heel towards your butt. Yep. Your left forearm can come past right, reach your right hand back for your foot. Good. So I'm going to ask you to pull this closer. Yeah. So you're lifting up away from the floor rather than like sitting in. Yeah, you're squeezing muscle. Good. Nice and long through there. Long from the right armpit to the right hip. Spread the pinky toe towards me, like spread your, yes. 2, and then lift your chin up off your chest so your head is in line with the rest of your spine, may I? And next breath in, release, unwind. Good. As you go. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Next inhale, lift your inner left leg to the sky. Exhale, point toes, fan hip open, bend the knee, squeeze heel to right sitting bone. Good. Inhale, lift your gaze, pivot to the outside edge of your right foot, come to left fingertips. Exhale, start that tug of war. Use the whole exhale to travel into of wild thing. Roll around that right shoulder blade. This is why we did all that pec opening earlier. Beautiful. Lift your chest, head back. Sensations of the opening that you feel. Back body squeezing. Exhale, look down, flip around, plant your left hand. Pull the knee to the good. Reach the right leg across your body. Twisted triangle. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Lift your chest, lean back, but stay in that core. Exhale, right hand to the floor, twist. Just breathe here for a moment. Inhale, lift your right heel up. So it's like lunge in the back leg. And then exhale, take your left knee. Pigeon. Gorgeous. Lower onto the forearms. The forearms. Exhale, look at the body. Good. Yeah, you okay? Bend your right knee, squeeze heel to butt. Go towards the left side stairwell wall. For your grab. Not at all. Exactly. Chin up off the chest. On your next inhale, please release. And your hands, exhale. Right. Inhale through center. Plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Please flip over onto your back. Don't get excited yet. We're getting there. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. All right, so there's stops along the way. You can get off at the stop that feels right for you. Down through your feet, squeeze your bottom and lift your pelvis for bridge pose. Like the shoulder blades into the floor so you get some connection to the upper back, and press your head back, lift your chin off your chest. All right, now you're going to bend the elbows and bring your hands to the floor in line with your ears, but go as wide apart as your mat, right? So everyone's gonna go there. Your hands to the floor in line with your ears as wide as your mat. Hug your shoulder blades towards each other, push up through your chest. Inhale here, or you can push the floor away. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your chest. Yes, Elizabeth. Press through the toes, big. Good. Head back from the upper back. Push the arms straight, push the floor away. Come down when you need to. And if you're still down, slowly with control, feet as wide as your mat, knock your knees in, and rest your hands on your belly or your wrist. Good. Good, good. So the offering is going to be to do 2 more. Say again? Oh, you want your fingers more or less down towards your toes. Yeah, a little bit more even, yes. Okay, so what? Bridge. Your butt. Push through your heels, and then you could lift your hips just using your quads, but then you kind of cream the low back. Lift your chest, press your head back, and then place your hands. So you don't need to push all the way up. Just try to place your hands, push into your fingertips, hug the shoulder blades together, right? And use your fingertips like you're palming a basketball. Option to, as you inhale, push the floor away, squeeze between the shoulder blades, curl your head back, use your legs, use your upper back. Try to push the arms straight. Using muscle to be up here, press into your fingers. Right, we're not taking a hit to the wrists or the low back. Exhale, chin to chest, lower down. Or I suppose you could, right? Like you could just sort of leverage your way up into the pose, but it feels shitty. Right, for me, like my householder variation of that is like running around like a headless chicken to make sure everyone else is happy but me. No, thank you. All right, if you got one more in you, let's go. Place your feet. All right, you push down to lift up. You squeeze your legs and your butt muscles to lift, to elevate your. You press your shoulder blades towards. Place your hands. Work your forearms. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Squeezes to lift, support, and open the front. 3. Use 2. Zipping up through the belly. Chin to chest. Head as your mat. Knock your knees against each other. Press your hands. Soft breath in. Breath out. Your arms down by your sides. Just keep your legs not each other, and left as it'll easily go. In here. Another breath in and out. And turn your head to neutral. From here, you'll please take your knees in to your body. You're dropping down towards your, soften your toes. And additionally, as you pubic bone towards between the inner thighs. Yes, so you're in a neutral posture. The spine is, legs are folded in and wide. And as you imagine widening the two halves of your pelvis upward to the ceiling, everything soft and easy, falling back in towards the, and then a book. You can roll onto your side and come up to sit or rock up to sit. Turn to face the stairwell. You're kind of facing this. Straddle your legs, so you'll be out of your more is better, I think. Desirable. Who has a lot of mobility. All right. Inch. Work in the upper abdomen. Bone without leaning forward. Nice. Bend your left knee in. So the left knee. Rotate to the right. So use the abdominal wall to, hands can frame your right foot, and you want the center of, walk your hands towards your ankle. It's about halfway into your end. Inhale, draw your waist the floor away so your butt bones get heavier into your blanket. Yes. Exhale, lengthen through both sides and reach the hands a little bit further forward. So think about drawing the left. Yes, you okay here? More length. Gorgeous. Looks nice and spacious. And loving tug on your head. Rolling through the whole spine. Next breath in, walk your hands up, sit up tall. Lovely. Exhale, switch legs. Like very flexible, friends. To the moment. Bones. Exhale, draw the ribs towards each other and down towards more. So you might feel like a little abdominal effort to sit up tall. To the left. Turn your navel towards your knee, knee and toe. Walk your hands forward, pause about half. Inhale. And away to bones, and then exhale. Walk. And you're trying, no, not possible, but the inner of trying to stay as long through the left side of your waist as you are through the right side. A little bit with your chin down a little bit, so the back of the neck not as reach. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So more from the back. Longer, slower exhales. More. I was just coming over to do that. Breath in, push the floor away, walk your hands back, sit up tall. Okay, one more seated forward fold yogi. Together, knees apart, that's gonna be more hip lengthening. You can go legs out like pizza pose, it's a little more inner thighs. 2 legs straight out together, it's gonna be back chain, like hamstrings and glutes. Like what we talked about in pigeon pose, you're doing a great job. I'm just here to reinforce. It's almost like an energy coming up that way. Give a little bit of traction, love. Mm-hmm. 3 more cycles of breath, just a little longer than the inhales. And then walk your back, come on up to sit. Around so the legs are facing the back room. Back and take the time that you need to make yourself really. Place the blanket under your head or and just give yourself permission to be still. Just resting back into the aftermath of your practice, absorbing its effects to your physical body, your energy body, your mental, emotional body. Just resting back into that place of harmony, really. All the fascial lines intersect seamlessly into the deep center of yourself. Just inviting layers and layers of softening deep inside. Softening the sense organs, the eyes and ears and jaw and throat. Soften the muscles from your bones. Feeling the front of yourself drop down into the back of yourself. awareness back into the space. Just make contact with your breath. Please take your own way as you're ready. Move that feels nice for you. Do any seated posture. Connecting to your center line, your heart space, that place of connection, balance between and ease, where all of the lines intersect. We'll bring our time together to a close with the sound of Om. Inhale. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your effort. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Mariel and I are taking this July. It's starting to fill, so just keep it in mind if you have anything to ask. I think we have some Greece attendees from last year, maybe? Yes. Yes. Ask us. And I'm around if you have any questions or anything.